So this guy's got a beautiful titanium metallic Model X. Wiping it off while it's charging. Beautiful vehicle. This is the one I was definitely thinking about. Although I lean towards the blue now. Let's see if you let us do some inside.
It seemed like I felt like it was in slow motion when it happened.
Beautiful. Maybe. Hello.
Oh, yeah, he's cool.
Hello. Hey,
so
buddy.
That's the goal.
You got a sweet little home.
It's just smart. We don't need 215 baits, but yeah, they're talking about a.
And it's something that I can do now.
You know? So with that, you could raise the bar
right now.
This is on, but you don't want to exchange right now. It'd be 30 grand, 40 grand. They do that. A guy in New York, yes, by the way. I love I love oh, well, you know, the shirts we have coming are keep calm and charge on.
Yeah,
we got one for EV Obsession, one for CleanTechnica. But we were because you know we sat for 2 hours taking photo and video of the Model 3 on the test track, which is Kyle and me on the test track.
I watched it.
Yeah, and so we were there for 2 hours. At the end, afterwards or something, I was like, I was going through. I was like, Kyle, how many videos do you think I took? I said, 64. I took 64 videos.
The total random number, random guess.
Like, why didn't you round? Like, how did you get that? Dude, were you counting? While I was scrolling, I was like,
so I know not a lot about how the car works, so I'll be able to, as I learn, keep you posted.
No, exactly. That's what we want. We want to see that.
And, and this mat and those mats are out of my S.
Okay.
So they don't have the mats for the SX yet.
Okay.
And the car cover on my S that I got, the outdoor car cover, fits this. And it's a little tight, and the mirrors are in the wrong spot. But it's good enough to keep it covered until I got the Opti coat on the S. I'm going to get it on this on Tuesday.
Okay.
So it'll take
And
care
who
of
does the Optica? I've heard.
a guy in Santa Rosa. I mean, they're all around.
Okay.
They sort of franchise.
We're hearing
people.
Someone was really happy with the guy up there who did his.
Probably has, yeah. He did a good job on mine, and it'll even take pine sap off.
Oh yeah.
They wash it really carefully. That's most of the labor that they do is to clean it, get it spotless, and touch up whatever.
I was surprised how much space there is in here. Like,
oh yeah.
All this, like they've got like folding chairs and car cover and all kinds of crap.
It's really quite deep, huh?
Want me to pull all that crap out?
Yeah, we're good.
That's all right. Oh, you want out?
Dog bowl.
No, it's good. Yeah.
It's a good spot to store stuff, and then you don't have to see it all the time. Yeah. It's perfect.
Nice.
And that car cover is big. So I guess that guy who did that walkthrough in Florida with his white one did 4 different kinds of suitcases in the back here to show what.
Right. Oh, well, that's a lot of space. I mean, that's like, come on, that's if you're going on a trip.
Dog picture.
That's what all you need. That's great.
How do I do that?
Yeah, I think that was one. I think some S's do and some don't, right? Where you press it.
Yeah.
Some do and some
I don't have that option, and it'll actually open and close from the control panel.
Yeah.
Whereas my older one it's like it opens it, but then you got to get out to close it if you forget. Or...
Right. Yeah, I forget every time.
I'm with you.
So anyway, you just hit the button there, and what will happen is that this will go forward, that will go forward, and this will go forward.
Yeah, I noticed I was in the passenger or driver's seat when someone pressed it in the back row, and I moved forward, and I was like, who moved me forward?
I mean, they have to figure out the floor mats. See how that scrunches up a little bit? They'll have to do custom design for that.
Well, that's for the
S. Yeah.
Non-stop.
So then how do you get the rear seats up? You just push them?
So there's a little button here.
Oh, I was can't do the pattern.
Wow.
It's too subtle there. That's great. I love their design sense to make things so smoothly.
It releases it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can fold it out.
And then you just put the headrest up.
Yeah, let's check it out. I'm going to see. Well, let's see. So how tall are you? 6'4"?
got
If you hear screams, we need to stop.
Yeah. Scream if your toe gets chopped off.
That's pretty tight.
That's really tight.
For 6'3", I guess.
And it's tight for me too. I mean, my knees are touching the. So
Pop's got his way back.
Yeah.
Move forward a bit.
Yeah, this is.
You want to jump in the front? We'll have 3 in a row. You can see how it looks.
So if no one's back there, you can go back.
Yeah.
Oh.
If you have just 2 rows, but if you
They have a little
3
button on the
rows-
doors.
Oh yeah.
On the door handles.
Yeah.
So you actually have a button up here, and you. So when it's closed, you actually depress it. So it's like a physical bump switch. That's different. So on the S, there's no physical switch like that.
Getting comfy. Are you comfy there?
I feel pretty
enough?
good. It's a little closer than I had it when I was coming down
Okay.
101. But
Well, the good news is that my knees, the way the seat is, I guess it's made so that your knees are right
Hey, Pop,
here.
close the trunk. See if it cuts
So I
my
have
head
to,
off.
if I put my knees in the middle.
Yeah, you might want to duck down.
It's pretty tight, huh?
I'm in here.
Yeah. And let's put,
Sardines, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, it's right in front of you. To the.
Right here, Zach?
There you go.
Yeah.
Push it, the gray thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there you go. It's kind of like a mock-up of the door.
So we'll see with the door down.
Let's get all these doors closed.
Yeah, it feels pretty tight, huh?
Yeah, I mean that didn't make much of a difference. But this is, yeah, I think my wife would get time, but I'm.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's, yeah, depends on the height.
so the way you can open these doors is with the button, of course, but also if you reach out and pull the handle.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I love that.
Does that
Like summon the door.
And the same
almost.
thing as when you open it. Just pull the handle and
Right.
it'll open it.
And I love that I heard that it just goes wherever you want the door to go. It doesn't have these hinges where it just flies to
Right.
this hinge or
Yeah.
that hinge. It's really, that's
fine.
always been an annoying thing with cars, of course, right? I love your choice for the.
Oh yeah, this is the extra credit interior.
Right,
which
but
I'm
you,
not sure
but you
what.
still got to choose the.
Oh, this.
Yeah.
That was stock. That was not extra.
Huh.
The what thing?
The wood grain fake
Obesh, right? Or
Obesh, yeah, flat Obesh flat was the the wheels. These wheels are the stock wheels.
Look at all those door
And-
things.
And this, yeah. So, and on the Falcon Wing doors, you can either open it part way or all the way.
That's awesome.
I'm not sure why you would want to open it part way.
And it comes with a center console?
Yeah, and to work the center console.
I've got console envy here.
This is what blows the Model S owner away. It comes with a center console.
So-
Every other car owner,
Yeah.
everything else about
And it
the
has
car.
that little thing here. And of course, with your new X, you get your Tesla pin. Of course.
Nice.
Haven't tested it yet.
But what does it do?
Yeah,
What
right.
does that pen do?
When you double click on it and something blows up. Haven't you seen
Right.
James Bond?
It's a James Bond pin. But to do this, you push it, and then down there are some adjustable cup holders which are removable. So you could take them out all the way and fill it up with all kinds of crap.
And I saw a number of early owners were confused at how to get that closed after they opened it.
Right, yeah. And it's just to close it, it's
You
a
have to-
touch push, and then it closes electronically.
Mine.
And
Poor
then
Max
this, of
is in the
course.
back seat. I know. Hey, oh, he's still back there.
Yeah, look at that. Look at your little touch.
I guess our board is playing with the lights. No, I'm just kidding. No, the lights are super cool. They were saying you can like.
Yeah, swipe it.
Yeah,
Swipe it, yeah.
do your finger on the light.
It's kind of like.
Wow. Wow.
Is that-
I'm not sure how it does, but
Yeah, you can. Pop managed to like swipe.
Oh, it's just basically you're
Swipe
just.
three. Oh, that's
Wow,
cool.
that's neat.
Oh, it must recognize the owner.
Right? The fingerprint.
yeah, probably.
Did you give them your fingerprint?
Probably.
Oh, yeah,
Are there
you go.
two more up here?
I don't
I see
think
two
Yeah,
little
there was
spots,
five.
but yeah.
There were 5 in
Really?
jeans.
Huh.
But they're
Let's
not,
turn those off.
they were all 5 on. And
Oh, I see them. I see it there.
Huh.
Huh? Man, that works.
Something else to play with.
Better go to a service center.
Yeah.
I want a full refund.
Wow! I just noticed what this is.
Oh yeah, get
This
in the
is
front seat,
super
man.
splendid.
Go get in the front seat. That's ridiculous.
Wow.
That was real nice on the way down.
Normal windshield.
It's understated.
X windshield.
That was amazing, huh?
Yeah, the whole 101 drive is really beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah, I've never done it.
Spectacular. I was unfortunately on the laptop most of the time working. But
Yeah, I understand. Top guy at Faraday Future.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was interesting. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. But okay, so Don, how did you enjoy the drive down? Was this your first long drive?
First long drive, got it 10 days ago, and came down from Redwood City to Santa Barbara, stopping for lunch in Atascadero. So that was about 180 miles or something like that. And then from Atascadero to here, 120 miles.
So how did it feel?
Lunch was great.
And this-
No, the car felt great, of course. And I absolutely love the cruise control. It is just
Adaptive cruise control.
yeah, because with legs like this, you know, my feet never have to touch the brake or the accelerator all the way down.
Yeah, it's really
That's
comfortable.
really great. And the autopilot is fun too. I turned it on and I turned it off.
Do you think on long trips you'd end up using it? I mean,
Yeah, if they were long and if you wanted to, like, you know, stretch your arms or something like that. But I like steering, so.
So we'll have to check in a year or two, see if the opinion remains the same, or if you end up adapting and changing your preference. I'd be curious. Something curious.
Maybe just something that I need to adapt to it.
Yeah, I mean, it's when you never know with new technologies, right? We all have our built-in preferences from what we're used to, and then some people end up, changing their preference. Other times you end up like, that tech was neat, but didn't really. I prefer the older. But so the windshield, was that amazing on the drive?
Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, and we.
Max, you want to swing in? Yeah, talk about it as well. Actually,
What I really like about the window is that when we drive from Petaluma out to the coast, and there's all the redwoods and giant.
Yeah, and you can just see it.
And I can just sit there and look at everything.
I imagine it's also nice on the stoplights. I mean, it's annoying at stoplights in most cars.
Yeah, and on my S, I'm definitely going like that, and I can't even see the arrow. You know,
and for the record, I'm not a midget. These guys are really tall. 6'3", 6'3". So yeah. I mean,
but like I have an S. I've had an S for 15 months, 15,000 miles, and after sitting in this for a while, I got back in my S. And I just felt like the window was about like this big. Yeah, it looked smaller, much smaller than it was when I was.
So do you need to sell that at a discount for?
I don't know if you're allowed to drive a Tesla anymore. I don't know. That might not be a good financially good decision.
Kyle's telling me I got to get a leave after that. So
go back to hypermiling.
Yeah.
Getting over my post-traumatic stress. This is no
Post-ticket disorder.
Ticket stress disorder.
That's great. We're gonna create a new term. Thank you, Max. We give you credit every time.
With my S, I loved it. When I first got it in December of 14, it didn't have cruise control and it didn't have autopilot. And then in January it got the cruise control, and in February I got the autopilot. And when I took the cruise control out for the first time, that was not too scary. You know, it worked, and I could. But like, you know, you're going 70 and you're coming up to a car that's going 50. You know, you're nervous, but so far it's always stopped.
Slowed down and adjusted.
We're pretty sure that Lenore, my grandmother, who made this purchase possible because she had bought oil company stock back in the 50s, which then Pop inherited and wanted to divest and turn it into an electric car. The first new car that he ever. So this is the first. These are the first new cars he's bought his entire life since 1971.
That's awesome.
But she would have said, I think, having known her for a bit, if she was to witness autopilot or adaptive cruise control, she would say, "Stop the world! I want to get off."
She was 97 when she passed away. Before last.
Yeah.
Well, we've been wondering how many people are planning to get the Model 3 as their first new car purchase ever. I mean, that's got to be a It'd be interesting if we could do some research on that and get it.
Well, out of the 260,000 or whatever.
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
I'm sure there's a few.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, pretty crazy, huh? But so I was gonna ask, so what kind of Tesla Model S do you have? Which
85.
85, straight 85. So
It's now an antique. They don't make it anymore.
but with
Legacy.
but with adaptive cruise control
And autopilot.
and autopilot, because we've been driving around in his 85 without autopilot. So well, we put on the cruise control after the incident, and man, that was torture. I said that's a torture device. That's just like, you have a Tesla, your foot is like crying to push on the pedal, and you're sitting there at cruise control. Everybody's going a little bit faster than you since you can't get another incident. And it was pretty rough.
So
but
admitting no fault on.
but yeah, I had to. The cruise control was cool. Yeah, no fault. but yeah, I had to brake. Had to brake for when they're going slower.
So old school.
We don't have the adaptive cruise control.
Oh, right.
Because we don't have the autopilot hardware.
Right.
So yeah, it was just normal cruise control. I would love to test out that adaptive cruise control. That looks like it's really would make long drives a lot nicer, right? Not short drives where you want it to be just.
Even more than that, in stop and go traffic.
Yeah.
Like when I'm going from Petaluma to San Francisco or Berkeley.
Technically, it's not supposed to be like that's not the ideal use case for it, right? But a lot of people are using it like that without problem.
Yeah.
Right.
No, like I'm going 70, and then this traffic is stopped. So it slows down, stops behind the last car, and then waits until it moves, and then it follows it, and will go the speed and maintain the distance you want from that car. You select the distance you want to follow that car, and then you just hit.
Is it quite intuitive, quite easy to figure out as you're learning it?
Yeah. And but I just love it because I can sit in traffic. My leg doesn't have to be down there. It can be proper anywhere I want it, and it just goes and stops, and goes and stops, and goes and stops, and then we get off the bridge, and the traffic is going, and it goes right back up to 75.
And have you played with that yet, or you just?
Yeah. It's pretty crazy. Definitely trust. It's a whole new world.
Yeah, it's one thing to trust the cruise control. It's another thing to take your hands off the steering wheel and say, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
Learning with
it's funny though, the autopilot's not quite as smooth as like around the corners. It's kind of doing a little bit of this and a little bit. You guys can check it out.
Yeah, we're curious to see.
It's not like Ayrton Senna, looking apex, boom. It's kind of. You'll see.
It's gonna be interesting.
Testing the cruise control was pretty easy. It was just did that. But testing the autopilot, I was on a country road, and I didn't want anybody else around. So I couldn't do it. Then I went about half a mile farther. I go, okay, now I can do it.
And you were on your own?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because you did it with the Tesla.
With Tony in here in Santa Barbara.
You have the Tesla guy next to you, and he's telling you it's okay. Right?
Yeah.
For a historical artifact, you can note the presence of the old 240 DL Volvo in the background, because this used to be a Volvo dealer.
Times are changing.
But let's
get around. Go.
Do you want anything else right here?
Just curious, anything else stand out initially from the early drive here? That first thoughts on?
No, just
sounds like
how it was the most. I mean, I've driven from San Francisco to Los Angeles probably 30 or 40 times.
Okay.
Max went to school down here, and so it was the most relaxing drive I've ever had. It just,
that's the thing, right?
It stop for lunch. 2 hours, stop for lunch. 2 hours and you're here.
And so we'll take it. You think this was a good choice? And so that was the other. So what reservation number were you? Where were you in line?
Well, I put my reservation in March of 15. So after I drove the S around for a while, I said, "This is great, but I heard about the accident.
There's always a but.
And just mainly because of the super splendulous window.
Yeah. Look at that. I loved when I think I drank way too much coffee when I wrote that article, and I was like, super splendulous windshield, yeah. And then I forgot about it, and Kyle's brought it back up in some articles.
Oh, I love that one.
Oh yeah, I love that too.
No, I commented on it.
It's very hard to spell though.
Yeah.
To write it out. You're like a super
I remember commenting on it.
Yeah, is that when you reached out the first time? Or
Probably.
No?
Could have been.
I was trying to remember the first time you reached out.
Yeah, well, we can check it out.
But yeah, that windshield. I mean, I keep going back and forth on what I think is the best thing about it for my preference. The windshield, or the doors, or the fact that it drives like one of the quickest cars ever produced.
That's actually not a feature for you anymore. You're not allowed to consider that.
No, but I lean towards thinking of the windshield. I feel like that's just going to improve your quality of drive so much over and over, and the autopilot as well. But that's general to Tesla. But
yeah, I would say number 1 would be the window. Number 2 is cruise control.
Wow.
And number 3 is autopilot.
I think we have similar preferences. I think I would end up with the same thought. But
Let's jump in.
yeah.
All right.
Put my cruise control here.
Yeah. Okay. Just
Okay, so it's set cruise control at 18. I guess I don't know, that's the
you
minimum.
can set it, and then
Well, I'm gonna
push it up. There.
I still have to steer.
Yes.
You like the steering with the traffic adjusting cruise control, though. Okay.
But now there's no car there, so you have to stop if you wanted to turn.
I think now I'm in an awkward situation where I have to brake.
You don't have to brake.
I was saying I was going to have to break some laws to get to where we want to go.
Oh, I see.
Maybe that's not the best idea, huh? I'm a safe driver. Of course, there are these 2 giant RVs here in the.
I have to say, it would require, a lot of emotional effort for me to let 2 people drive a brand new Model X that I just got. I would.
Trustworthy people.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Are you going to give Zach a try or not?
Yeah. I was going to do a boost, but yeah, you can.
No, you go do a boost, and then we.
Yeah, you go down this road.
On the right.
I was going to jump on the freeway. I'll go one more
on the freeway.
Exit.
Okay.
This is a neighborhood.
Oh my gosh, this is a Model X SUV? This
took off like...
This is not a Porsche?
That was smooth.
What?
BMW got smoked.
Oh my god.
You just said back.
Oh my gosh. This is like...
Okay. And then it subtly fades in the speed limit sign like, hey buddy. 65. Yes.
Elon's like, I don't want that flashing too brightly in my face when I jump on it.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Like if you're accelerating at max, please just don't show the speed limit sign.
Gosh, this is beautiful, man.
Wow. All right.
How did it feel?
That's impressive.
Does it feel as good as your 85?
I think it's smooth. I think it feels
smoother.
That's the resounding word for me. I mean, it feels extremely stable. It doesn't feel like
as
an
if
SUV.
the Model S isn't smooth.
No, I mean it's cushy. It's like a more luxurious, like you're floating on a cloud. It's got that comfort suspension feel to it.
Yeah.
Whereas the S has more of a sports car feel. But at the same time, this doesn't feel like an SUV.
No.
It feels like I'm driving like a more spacious.
The thing about this,
car.
it doesn't feel like anything. You can't compare. You can't say it feels like. You can't compare. There's no adequate analogies, right? It's just such a different vehicle.
It's pretty unique, and it may stay unique for a long time.
Yeah. Well, Elon said they would never do it again. Probably.
Maybe. Most likely.
But over-engineered it a little bit.
It's fantastic.
So
Beautiful car.
how long till you have an X, Kyle?
I don't know. I value my marriage.
Yeah, 2 kids, Kyle?
I have 2 kids.
Yeah, I was asking how long until you get a Model X and end up getting divorced because of it. No, I'm just kidding. No, you got to get the wife on board. She's got to be on board.
I know,
But
I think she's going to want to get a Model X because you need more room.
yeah, I mean,
The S
just
has a lot of room, but nothing compared
this
to this.
is the question: how many times getting your wife into a Model X would it take till she was sold on it?
I don't think she would bite. She's not a car person.
Yeah.
She's really comfortable. We got her a great car. She's got the Mercedes B-Class. which quite honestly is very similar. It's got a very luxurious feel.
Very cushy.
It's very cushy. It's a Mercedes interior. It's a Mercedes kind of stock Mercedes car, but with I guess a Tesla drivetrain. So it's got all the pros of the Tesla, with the only con being the limited range. They didn't do a lot to maximize
and the lack of
the range. Yeah, and you don't get supercharging or even fast charging, which is pretty tragic. But I'm gonna pull over now, and we'll let you take it, Zach, and you can give us your thoughts.
Yeah, well, I'm definitely curious what it would take to convince my wife to be on board with this.
Let me know if I can help with that.
I'm sold on it already.
Zach is getting ready to test drive the Tesla Model X.
What do you want to do?
I just moved that up a little bit, that mirror. Good. Try to follow my driver's ed.
Etiquette, yeah.
Yep.
I love the rearview mirror thing. We're going 25 miles an hour, and it looks like you're going 150.
Oh, the regen is wonderful.
Yeah.
That feels. Is that stronger than a Model S regen?
I don't think it is. It feels pretty much the same to me, but
that's really nice. Oh yeah, I just hit the I hit the cruise control on this one now. After getting used to the turn signal on the S, and gosh, I think that's stronger, man. That is really strong regen. That's awesome.
I'll have to go back and drive my S again. I haven't driven my S.
That's excellent.
Ha ha. Excellent.
All right, man. That gave me some. I felt that, and we just went up to.
So we're gonna go right here.
45 or 50. Not that much. Yeah, it doesn't work. It's obviously, yeah. It's a slower. It takes longer to get going than the S, of course. But then, man. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. There's no policeman behind me. Oh my gosh, yeah, like you said, it's so smooth. That's the thing that stands out.
Yeah.
It's such a smooth drive. It feels like you're floating. Yeah, gosh, yeah, the words were perfect. It feels like you're floating driving this thing. Did you get hit with that, Don, when you first got it?
I didn't notice that it was that much different than the S feeling.
And which S do you have again?
He found that both were a significantly smoother ride than his 1992 Subaru wagon that it replaced. It had 250,000 miles on it.
That seems strange.
Bought for $1,000. Then gave to me, and I drove it for 2 years, and then sold it for $800.
Well, I mean, that's the thing I keep getting hit with, and I keep questioning myself after I haven't driven a gas car in a while, and then I rent gas cars in Europe, because you have to, and it's shocking. I mean, I rent a Mercedes, and it doesn't feel comparable to Renault Zoe, and you're like, this is ridiculous. How much nicer? And then Tesla is just another level with everything.
So the cruise control, the lower stock, you push it towards you twice.
Towards me twice.
And that'll set the. So now you got the two blue icons on your dash.
Yeah.
So that means you're in.
So am I? Is that set now?
You're in.
So now it's adaptive.
You grabbed the steering wheel a little bit too tightly, and you turned off your
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
autopilot.
All right.
So you over-adjusted, so pull it twice again.
Pull it twice again.
There, now that
Oh my
second,
god.
So now you can.
That makes me nervous.
Well.
It just steered. That's really
Now
scary.
let go.
Yeah, well, I'm not ready to let go yet.
Let go,
This is
Zach.
my first experience
Let go,
with
Zach.
autopilot.
Let
Dude,
go,
there's
Zach.
cars all around.
And it's got it.
Don, is it okay to let go?
Oh.
All right, man. This is really I'm nervous. This is like, especially as soon as I put it on and it starts steering me to the left. And I guess it's a better driver than me. It wants to be a little more to the left than I was.
They just think you're on the corner.
Oh my gosh!
These are comfortable hands here.
I can't take my hands away.
Sweaty palms, any?
I'm not sweaty.
Put the left turn signal on.
Okay. This is really. I need some time. I need a little time. I need a little time to get used to this. There's cars everywhere. We're in California.
Zach Shahan's getting broken down here with technology. The Model X is wrecking him.
I'm scared to pull my hands away too far at this point. I need time.
Okay.
I need time to adjust.
You can hold the wheel, just that if you.
No, Kyle told me not to. Kyle told me not to hold it. So I got to slowly, I got my training wheels on right now. Keep the hands hovering. This is okay. I'm trying the lane change. So, oh my gosh.
And it's accelerating.
Oh my gosh, what a smart vehicle. What a machine. What a machine. It doesn't turn off the turn signal for you? Come on, Elon.
What is the world coming to?
Free car and it didn't sell at all. Which, like, who's going to spend 80 grand on a VW, right?
Yeah.
But, you know, you slap an Audi badge on there, no problem.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to go down market than go up.
Yeah, right. No, there's a lot of good reasons for it, but that's a really good one that, yeah, I hadn't really thought. This camera is wonderful. Holy cow. That's really good. I mean, that's just...
Yeah, I think it's higher res.
Wow.
Than the, I feel like.
You need some more tunes. Up to you.
Yeah, yeah, we can put the music. How do you get back to the... I mean, this is ridiculous. I'm like a passenger. This is so ridiculous.
Wait, so now you don't have your hands near the wheel, on the wheel?
No, I've got my hands down my leg. I feel like a passenger. I feel like, oh, I better remember that I'm driving.
It's trying to remind you now. It's telling
To get off, you got to get off here for the Tesla. So it didn't bring on the audio, huh?
Take off the autopilot.
Oh my gosh, that was scary because it started to turn me.
Hold on, this car's coming out right here. It's okay, we can go to the next exit. If you need to, let's just go to the next one. Don't rush it.
Oh, fine here. This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's scary. I don't know. I need time to get used. It tried to turn me, and I was like, I don't want to turn yet. I mean, it was fine, but it felt scary. Turning right?
Left.
Left.
So why didn't the navigation tell you that?
It was telling him on the...
I have the voice turned off.
Ah.
It was telling him on the little screen.
How do you turn the voice back on? Kyle's has a problem. His navigation's not talking to him.
La Cumbra in the upper left, there's a little speaker with an X. Yeah.
But
All right, so now we've learned. So up here on the navigation in the upper left corner, mute.
Oh my gosh, this is so ridiculously comfortable.
And you can adjust her volume.
Handy. We'll leave it how you had it since we know where we're going on this one, but that's cool.
I'm in awe.
You can get all up and friendly with the person behind you.
Totally in awe. This is so amazing. This is so much. I mean, honestly, this is what happens every time with Tesla. Every time you think it's going to be amazing, and then it's better than you could imagine. That's ridiculous. This is just. I mean, is it better than you hoped for, Don, or is it?
Yes.
I mean, it really feels smoother, better, more comfortable than.
Take a right at the...
Thank you. Right here? Or no?
No, up.
The light.
The next
light.
Oh, yeah, I guess we missed the first one, so yeah, the next.
Kyle, why don't you remind Zach that he's driving now, it's not the auto.
No, I turned it. I'm used.
Take it right here.
I'm used to it now. Yeah.
Just a driver now.
But yeah, it's not hard. Yeah, doing this is not hard to imagine. That regen is really strong. I love that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I really do too. I mean,
you can really do some one-pedal driving easy in this vehicle.
yeah, and I do that almost all the time. And then, if I'm going 65 and I'm taking an exit, you have to let it off gradually.
Yeah.
And so you put it about maybe 2/3 off, and then you just take it all the way off and it takes you down to about 3 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Then I touch the brakes. But the brake lights do come on when the regen is significant enough. And you can watch the brake lights come on, a little Tesla on the dashboard.
Right. Let's see where I am here. Yeah, I mean, driving that autopilot is definitely not hard to imagine fully autonomous cars a decade or much less, maybe, technically speaking, away. Sorry.
I want Zach to get another ticket.
Yeah, I'm trying hard to do everything by the book. I mean, I'm trying really hard. I don't need a ticket in a Model S and a Model X in one day.
You could be the first, Zach.
Yeah, I could.
You could be famous.
I'm gonna do it just to do it. Yeah, just to set the record.
Let's
the
go find
first
a cop.
person to get a ticket in a Model S and an X in the same day. Oh, that would be horrible.
Set up all kinds of Guinness records, like the first person to do it with autopilot on the X but not the S.
Whole section of the Guinness Book. There's a Porsche Cayenne. Poor sap. Poor sucker. Oh my gosh, buddy. You don't know what you're missing. This is sad. Yeah, I drove the Porsche Panamera SE Hybrid, the plug-in hybrid Panamera, and the BMW i8 in Florida. And the Model S 70D at that time. I had driven P85D before. And I mean, they each had their selling points, but it's very hard to justify buying one of them over a Tesla Model S. The region is really strong. You got to get used to it. I mean, I'm doing it too soon. I'm letting off too soon with it, even knowing that it's there.
I saw one regular review by a European journalist. His first drive in the i3, and he said, I really hated that when you took your foot off the accelerator and you came to a stop.
Yeah.
And the BMW guy said, well, that's the most popular thing about the car. All the people who've test drove it so far. He was probably just going off and on and off and on.
You have to get, I mean, it seems like some people, their first reaction is they hate it, and some people, their first reaction is they love it. Of course, over time, I think everybody pretty much likes it, but yeah, it was fun doing it with my mom and my sister because it was their first experience, and they loved it right off the bat. And it was funny too, the i3, you know, obviously the i8 is quicker, but I drove the i3 right before the i8, and the i3 when I stepped on it on the i8, where are we?
You're take a left here.
Oh, goodness. When I stepped on the i8, it had the electric motor for a second, and then it was like, it wasn't long before the engine kicked in, and I felt like the i3 felt like even more exciting acceleration than the i8, just because that pure i3. I love the i3. I do. People there are some haters there, and people get on me for it, but I absolutely love the i3.
If it was the same size as the Model S, you might have gotten that, but it was just
I mean, it's subcompact. It's not compact, it's subcompact, and definitely it's not a Tesla. I mean,
but it drives
it's not
so
the ultimate driving machine.
It's really fun.
It is. I love it. No, that's the thing. There's a different temptation for it versus the S. It's just it's so light. Yeah, the lightness and the acceleration is a blast, and it's so like it's a little jerky. Yeah, right. Did you
but
feel?
Like we took it through some chicanes near our house, and you could accelerate and go uphill and
it's fun.
Full speed around.
Well,
the corners.
I had an '88 BMW M3, obviously the E30, the kind of ultimate homologation special. You know, they're still, now those things sell for ridiculous amounts with people that are like the purist BMW sports car guys. And I thought the i3 was just as fun to drive.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's some things I like about the i3 more than a Tesla even. Just that because it's so light when you step on it, and it's so small that it's fun. And of course for city parking and that kind of thing is great. But obviously the Tesla Model S is got a lot of huge advantages. But yeah, it's very tempting to get an i3 for the city life. But then you get in the Model X and you're like, this is the best vehicle ever produced by far.
It's pretty sweet.
And you're like, maybe I could bump up my budget and get a Model X without all the bells and whistles.
Model X, the budget buster.
A budget Model X.
The 70s only 80.
Oxymoron.
And
without any.
And then you think about the companies the types of things you can do to make money with it, like you're talking about doing, and you can actually theoretically justify it. Theoretically. Depends on
hypothetically.
Hypothetically.
All right.
Yeah, that's. So we got Nicholas Zart and Kyle Field here checking out Gene's Model X for work, not personal use. It's got the doors up, beautiful car. It's like everybody says, it's a lot bigger in person.
Good to see you, man.
It's a lot bigger in person than it looks in video and pictures. It's a beauty.
There's little tweaks, like the rear headrest are now staggered sizes. The two outers are higher, and the middle's lower. You already get a P85 X and S. And he's going to sell those millennium function, which is on YouTube.
It's really quite a lot of space here.
I'm wearing my ski jacket.
This one's obviously
you were at the beach today.
pretty decked out. The seats do move beautifully. It's beautiful.
Enter here.
Easy.
First.
Enter. Oh, you.
I'm too big.
No, go for it. Go. Really, it's gotta experience it. Oh my, the front is beautiful. This is really now you have space, and the windshield. Well, this is definitely made for the people in the front seat. This is a really nice feeling up here. Beats the heck out of the Model S even, in my opinion. We have some nice cup holders. Definitely more integrated and complete picture here than in the Model S, I would say. Let's do one with the door. With the door, you get this little red button. Click it. Boop. And the beautiful Falcon Wing door.
Probably because you need the key.
Hinges down and down.
So I parked next to it.